You know, people keep talking about how this industry is and competitive and killer
Correct.
and stuff, but if I have to go by what Shah Rukh sir and Suriya did for me, without taking a pie, and went bent over backwards to get it done,
Yeah.
and Shah Rukh shot with me for English as well as for Hindi.
Acha.
I mean, if you ask me, and I will tell you with a hand on my heart that this film, that in the industry is full of some extraordinarily graceful and generous people. And I am an outsider. I have no qualms in admitting it because I am. After Rocketry releases, I want to sleep. And then I want to cleanse myself and I want to cleanse my mind of the fact that, you know, every time I go to another set to act, I'll be carrying my director and producer and editor and writing ability with me and passing judgment on that poor guy who's trying to direct me all the time, and it's not fair. So I need to, you know, actively get rid of those aspects of mine, become earnest as a baby and learn to act when I'm happiest.
Finally, the producers are remaking the film.
Which one?
Rehnaa.
Oh, I wish them all the very best.
Are you happy with it?
I think it's foolishness. I think it'll be a flavor that the Hindi film industry will appreciate. And I'm very keen to see what Hrithik and Saif have brought to the room. You know, few South Indian films have done well.
Yeah.
Few expected Hindi films have not done well. And therefore, you know, a comparison and a conflict and a debate. But I think at the end of the day, we have the Indian film industry. And if push comes to a shove, we'll all be standing together.
Hi everyone, this is Avinash Lohana and you're watching Pinkvilla. Today I'm in conversation with a very versatile actor. Please welcome R. Madhavan.
Thanks, Avinash.
Thank you, sir, firstly for doing this with us. And before we started the interview, I told you I'm really excited for the film, and I put it on record that I and a lot of people around me are really excited for the film. So thank you for that. I want to start by asking you, you've not only acted in the film, but you have directed, you have produced, you have written. Now, what was it about it that got you so consumed?
Let me tell you how it all happened in the first place,
Yeah.
and how this happened. In the sense that when I was an actor and people tell me in this particular film, a guy is acting, directing, writing the script as well as the lyrics, I used to snigger because I used to think that was the end of that film. There is no way that anybody in today's world can take care of all those departments which requires levels of expertise that's unheard of, and still pull off a film that is effective. But as far as this is concerned, I didn't have a choice. I don't think it was a pragmatic, logical, or even a sensible decision. It happened that I heard about Nambi Narayanan's story from somebody who said there was a good-looking ISRO scientist who had an affair with a Maldivian woman, and because of that he sold secrets of Indian rocketry to Pakistan. He was arrested, tortured, almost killed, and then he came out and proved that he was innocent. So I said, great, small, you know, poor man's James Bond story, good-looking. But when I met him, Avinash, it was like I was hit by a sledgehammer. So something that I knew, we as a person, we as society and as a nation were missing in this whole picture. Dr. Nambi Narayanan had a tejas. You know, he had an aura that was baffling. You know, he was tall, broad, but he had a had a look of being hurt. At the same time, if you attempted to show any sympathy, he would crush in your head. And he wasn't looking for sympathy. He was just, how can they call me a traitor? How can they accuse me of espionage? Where is the case? And I said, sir, it's been 15 years since you've been, since you've been proved innocent.
Yes.
What is the problem? He says, you know it, I know it, the court knows it. But open Google and put my name and see what comes. And sure enough, ISRO spy case fame Nambi Narayanan, even now.
Really?
Yeah, because algorithms don't take it away. People don't let you forget that you were accused of being a spy. So there's always a suspicion that you were a spy. And I thought that made a lot of sense. And I got carried away with what he was saying. And I wrote a script for 7 months about the case, about the futility of the case and the absurdity of it. But when I met him after 7 months, he said, all that is good, you've written a good script, but this part is wrong because during this time I was actually in Princeton learning instability theorem from Krakow.
Okay.
It was impossible to believe anything he said after that. Impossible to believe. I just thought that it's ridiculous that somebody should even claim to have done everything that he seemed to casually talk about as his achievement. From Princeton to Scotland to France to 52 scientists going there and working for 3 years pretending not to know how to speak French, or going to the USSR as it's breaking down and snatching engines that were promised to us and smuggling them from Siberia to India via Pakistan. I mean, I went to do a young poor man's James Bond film, and here I was talking to the father of bloody James Bond, and James Bond looks like a kid in front of all that he's managed to achieve. And he casually talks about how he made the Vikas engine, like we talk about we made an extra spaghetti at home.
Correct.
And I said, what do you mean you made the Vikas engine? And he said, I made it. I'm the father of the Vikas engine, and I named it after my mentor Vikram Vedha. that's the day, Avinash, something just snapped inside me. And I felt that this was not a biopic to be made. This was more of a national duty.
Yeah.
I needed to talk about Nambi Narayanan's achievement. Most people don't know he's being given the Padma Bhushan.
Yeah.
And those who know don't even know why he got it. And most people who know why he got the Padma Bhushan don't know the importance of his achievement in today's world.
Yeah.
And those people who think they know do not know the effectiveness of this in the next 10 years, that interplanetary travel as well as space is going to become a reality in all our lives.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to nurture and know him. And
Sure.
to nurture him first, you have to know him. And to know him, you have to protect him. And that overwhelming desire to tell this story to India and to make people understand that we have our own set of heroes better than the ones that they keep showing in Hollywood, who managed to achieve colossal levels of success but not know about it, kind of became a maniacal, a possessive sort of a, I would say almost insanity in me and all my unit.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of this insanity that we were able to, not worry about which department we are from. I never worried that I've never been I've never been a director of an iPhone film. I do not know how to edit or speak to an editor or go to a music sitting or what to talk to a graphic guy. I just knew which story I was saying. And with that stupidity and insanity is how we managed to finish this film.
But I have to ask you this, at any point did it get too much to handle?
Now, right now, as I speak to you, I didn't think it through. when I did the film and I did all the departments, that when publicity comes, I will have to don different hats. I don't have a heroine or a producer take the stress off me in terms of talking even. My throat's hoarse and I didn't expect this part to be as difficult as it is. But I'm selling my film and I'm passionate about it, so I'm going to give it my best.
But Madhavan, so that has always been about you. Ever since even your growing up years, correct me if I'm wrong, at 18 you went to Canada as a cultural exchange program. You have done BSc in electronics at some point. You've been a teacher of public speaking and personality development. You were one of the leading candidates in NCC in Maharashtra.
In India.
In India.
I was sent to England to train with the Royal Army, Navy and the Air Force.
Which is when you also wanted to get into Air Force, but you missed it by 6 months.
Yeah.
You yourself have been so passionate about it, so I'm not surprised by the mammoth task that you have taken.
Yeah, but what Dr. Nambi Narayanan has achieved.
Of course.
No. I mean, all this pales in comparison to what he has done. It really does. And even now, despite all that this country has managed to inflict upon him, he still talks about patriotism. He's like, India, let's keep the base. Why is Sriharikota still empty? We have to have 5 launches in a day. This is the best place to launch it. The efficiency of the launch becomes 30% more. We are closest to the center of gravity. The gravity is least and we are closest to space. I mean, he's always at it.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed. I hope I have that much of excitement, desire to live and sanity as he has when he's 80. Sure. And I'm really sad that he's not here with us today. Yeah. But he would have charmed the pants of this interview. I'm
sure. But I mean, you're here and we are very thankful for that. But I have to also ask you this, direction is a very tough job. Would you do it again?
No. I don't think I will. I'm not being humble here. I'm being pragmatic for the first time in 6.5 years. I don't have the qualifications to be a director. I've not been to an acting school. I've not been to any school connected to the film industry. I've not learned anything actively. So there is no right for me to direct.
Yeah.
I just did this instinctively, and in only time and God and the public will tell after the 1st of July whether I was actually effective or successful in doing that. But that by no means, I don't know if I'll be considered a good director or a good actor. I don't think I have the ability to direct.
Sure, but with all this experience and with such a mammoth task, you still feel that?
Yeah, in fact, if anything else, after Rocketry releases, I want to sleep. And then I want to cleanse myself and I want to cleanse my mind of the fact that, every time I go to another set to act, I'll be carrying my director and producer and editor and writing ability with me and passing judgment on that poor guy who's trying to direct me all the time, and it's not fair. So I need to, actively get rid of those aspects of mine, become earnest as a baby and learn to act when I'm happiest.
You were able to differentiate between a director and actor yourself, within yourself?
Yeah, I was able to differentiate between the duties, but I did not know that as a director, the most difficult job would be to direct myself. That was crazy. That was really, really crazy. So I have to okay my own shot, and while I'm doing the shot, I have to be a director. But as an actor, I cannot allow my director to get in my mind. It's just crazy. It was just It's a split personality.
Sure. So you're very active on Twitter and you respond to a lot of love that you get from your fans also. And I know you still get a lot of reactions on Rehnaa Hai Terre Dil Mein. When you look back at that time today and when you look at the work you're doing today, how does it feel? I mean, do you feel grateful for this journey?
Avinash, I'm not the kind of guy who looks back often and kind of evaluates one's life about what has happened. I'm actually a very live in the moment kind of a guy. So I'm grateful that I've had the ability with my work and the love of the public to do what I want to and when I want to. That freedom being a rarity. But I don't gloat over it. I'm just grateful for it.
Yeah. Apparently the producers are remaking the film.
Which one?
Rehnaa Hai
Oh,
Terre
I
Dil
wish
Mein.
them all the very best.
Are you happy with it?
I think it's foolishness. And that's my opinion.
No, I agree with you. It's a classic.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to touch that. I wouldn't do it as a producer. I wish them all the very best from the bottom of my heart. I do.
Yeah.
And I hope they're surprised because nothing in the industry can actually be predicted.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of memories attached to it, for a lot of people.
For all of us.
For all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, not me as an actor. My memories are different from yours.
Of course.
But for the audiences, it is more than a movie. It's sort of a anthem in some ways. So it's like almost saying that 15 years from now you're going to remake 3 Idiots. It's I don't think it's a sensible
decision at all.
I think, let me just put it again. I think it's a brave decision.
Yeah, maybe, correct. Also, when two superstars come together, it's always grabs eyeballs. In this case, you and Shah Rukh sir came together for this film. You've spoken about how he came on board and all of that, but was it surprising to you?
Yeah, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised and highly indebted actually. People keep talking about how this industry is and competitive and killer and stuff, but if I have to go by what Shah Rukh sir and Suriya did for me, without taking a pie, and went bent over backwards to get it done.
Yeah.
And Shah Rukh shot with me for English as well as for Hindi.
Achha.
I mean, if you ask me, and I will tell you with a hand on my heart, that this industry is full of some extraordinarily graceful and generous people. And I am an outsider. I have no qualms in admitting it because I am. And I have found the kind of support and acceptance and love that I'm always going to be very grateful for. I don't have any complaints at all. Sure. I don't think the good Lord will forgive me if I were to say anything otherwise, because honestly, that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about this Bollywood versus South debate that's going on these days? It's a new thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing we have all the time in the life to fight about things like this. These are trifle affairs, and it obviously means everything is hunky-dory. Because when घर पे लोग start fighting about not कि जायदाद कौन तोड़ेगा, कि पर आम किसने खा लिया, then everything is well in the house.
Yeah.
That's what is happening over here. Few South Indian films have done well. Few expected Hindi films have not done well. And therefore, a comparison and a conflict and a debate. But I think at the end of the day, we have the Indian film industry, and if push comes to a shove, we'll all be standing together.
But do you all as actors discuss this within yourself? Is this a topic of discussion?
I'm telling you, you media guys will be surprised how much we laugh at you all when we're together, simply because we know you're all drumming it up and whatever you want. You'll create an enmity and argument, but at the end of the day, behind closed doors, it's a very, very cohesive industry.
Wow. Excited for Vikram Vedha remake? You went on the set also?
Yeah. Just to see, just to make sure Saif wasn't beating me at it. Just kidding. Saif is very charming. I think he's going to bring a dimension to the role that I haven't seen before.
Are you happy about it? Did you see
I trust the team involved to really come up with something absolutely new because they have the greatest ability to do it.
Yeah.
Pushkar and Gayatri have just given a series called Shoyal, which has blown everybody's pants off again. It's so good. And so they will not give you a normal product for sure. I think it will be a flavor that the Hindi film industry will appreciate. And I'm very keen to see what Hrithik and Saif have brought to the role.
Sure. So last question, besides Rocketry, what else is in the pipeline?
Besides Rocketry, after the release, it's 2 months of sleeping, 3
Much
months
deserved.
of eating what I want to, and then spending time with my family, doing everything that I have not been able to do in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
And then if I have time, I'll think about a subject that I want to do.
But that is well deserved, sir.
Thank
you so much.
You're very kind, Avinash. I see the respect in your voice and your tone. Thank you so much. Hi, this is Madhavan. If you like this video and interview, please like, share and subscribe to Pinkvilla.